Hello and welcome to the Whispers of Fasa YouTube channel. At the first, I want you to subscribe this channel and like and share every video. Now, I want to tell you the heartbroken story of myself, and I am also very sad, so watch the video till the end and comment down for me. Love is supposed to be beautiful. At least, that's what I always believed. I've written countless poems about it, admired its presence in the world, and dreamed of the kind of love that would fill my soul with warmth. I thought I had found that love in her. She was unlike anyone I had ever met. Her presence felt like poetry, her laughter like music, and her eyes held stories I longed to understand. From the moment I met her, I knew she was special. She had this effortless charm, an energy that could make even the dullest days feel bright. And when she smiled at me, it felt as if the entire universe had aligned just to bring us together. I gave her my heart without hesitation. Every morning I would wake up to messages from her, filled with sweet words that made me smile before my day even began. We would spend hours talking about life, dreams, and the future we wanted to build together. I shared parts of myself that I had never shared with anyone before, trusting her with the deepest corners of my heart. She said she loved me, and I believed her. For a time, everything was perfect. Our love felt unbreakable, like a force that nothing in the world could shake. I would write poetry inspired by her presence, and she would listen with eyes full of admiration. I would surprise her with small gifts, and she would hold them as if they were the most precious treasures. But love is fragile, and sometimes the people we cherish the most are the ones who hurt us in ways we never expected. I don't know when it started. Maybe it was gradual, like a slow-moving storm that you don't notice until it's too late. Or maybe I saw the signs but refused to believe them. She changed. The sweet good morning messages became shorter, sometimes absent. Our long conversations turned into brief, distracted exchanges. I would ask her how her day was, and she would reply with a simple, "It was fine," then silence. She stopped looking at me the way she used to. At first, I convinced myself that she was just busy. Life can get overwhelming, and I didn't want to be selfish. So I waited. I gave her space. I told myself that things would go back to the way they were, but they didn't. She no longer asked about my day. She no longer listened when I shared my thoughts. When I tried to hold her hand, she pulled away, and when I looked into her eyes, I saw something that scared me: emptiness. I started wondering if I had done something wrong. Had I loved her too much? Had I given her so much of myself that she no longer found it special? One night, I sat alone in my room, staring at my phone. I had sent her a message hours ago, something simple: "I miss you." She had seen it, she just didn't reply. A part of me wanted to believe that she had forgotten, that maybe she was just busy. But deep down, I knew the truth. If you truly care about someone, you don't forget them. I planned a special night for us. There was a garden in Dubai that we used to visit often. A quiet place where the stars shone brighter, where the world felt peaceful. It was where we had made our promises to each other, where we had once dreamed of forever. I wanted to bring back those moments, to remind her of what we had. I set everything up: a beautiful dinner under the stars, candles lighting the pathway, soft music playing in the background. I sat there waiting for her, my heart full of hope. Hours passed. She didn't come. I checked my phone again. No calls, no messages, just silence. I felt the cold wind against my skin, but nothing was colder than the realization sinking into my heart. She didn't forget. She just didn't care. That night, I understood something painful. Sometimes love isn't lost in a single moment. It fades over time, disappearing slowly until one day there's nothing left. I drove home in silence, my mind filled with questions I had no answers to. And for the first time, I wondered if I was the only one still holding on. I wasn't ready to give up. Not yet. I told myself that love requires patience, that maybe she was just going through something. I convinced myself that if I loved her enough, things would go back to the way they were. So I tried. I sent her thoughtful messages, hoping to make her smile. She replied with short, distant words. I planned surprises, just like I used to. She acted indifferent, as if my efforts no longer mattered. I tried talking to her, asking her if something was wrong. She sighed, looked away, and said, "I don't know what you want from me." That sentence shattered me, because what I wanted was simple. I just wanted to feel loved. I wanted to be the person she once looked at with admiration. I wanted to be the reason behind her laughter, the one she turned to when she needed comfort, but I wasn't. Not anymore. And I realized that the hardest part about love isn't losing someone, it's watching them drift away while you're still holding on. The moment came like a quiet storm, without warning but with devastating force. I was sitting alone in my room, staring at the last message she had sent me, a cold, indifferent reply to something I had poured my heart into. I had spent so much time waiting for her to care, waiting for her to see me the way she once did. But love should never feel like begging. And I knew deep in my heart that I deserved more, so I let go, not with anger, not with resentment, just with acceptance. That night, I didn't write her another message. I didn't wait for her call. I didn't ask her to love me again. Instead, I whispered to myself, if she truly cared, I wouldn't have to fight for her attention. And for the first time in a long time, I let my heart breathe. Because love isn't about holding on to someone who doesn't see your worth. It's about knowing when to walk away. Epilogue. A love that wasn't meant to stay time passed. The pain lingered for a while, but it faded, just like she did. I still write poetry, but not about her. I write about love, the kind that is patient, kind, and mutual. One day I will find that love, and when I do, I will never have to wonder if she cares, because the right person will never make you question your worth. And that, I have learned, is the truest kind of love.